I could get ice water. Thank you. Couldn't find a garbage that put it right there. What's up, loser?
What do you know?
Not much. What about you?
Who's hiding behind the mask?
You can't eat those little samples. Trying to film something?
Yeah. HyVee in the morning show.
I figured you were gonna recognize me with my mask on.
I don't.
I'm stealing some.
And I'm even worse with names there.
Dave.
David. How you been?
Shitty.
Welcome to HyVee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine HyVee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
All right, friends, check it out. It's HyVee Today Show. We've got some drone. Of course, it's a drone footage. That's the best kind. This is drone footage from the newly opened roundabout in downtown Muscatine at the corner of 2nd and Mulberry. And as I predicted, it looks like it's been there forever, right? I mean, it's brand new. It's got that new roundabout smell. It looks good, but it also just fits in perfectly. And sometimes you can't see that, right? When you see bulldozers and you see, you know, truckloads full of concrete moving, and maybe you're like, I don't know about these roundabouts. But then you see that drone video and you're like, that's why we have it. Did you see how smooth traffic was moving? That's perfect. Right? So shout out to the city of Muscatine, but more so to everybody that was working in tough conditions, right? It's gotten hot, rain, probably had delays in the project, but there it is. So it is okay to have the most exciting part of your day be cruising the new roundabout. You know how I know this? My mom called me last night and she was like, the roundabout's open. And I was like, oh, that's cool. She's like, do you want to take the kids for a drive? And then I can get them ice cream? And I was like, or you could just bring ice cream back to the house. And she was like, I don't want to do that. So that was fine too, right? So anyways, welcome to the show. Cruise the roundabout, check it out, and gotta love the drone footage, right? Doesn't that look incredible? We're gonna start with the weather because it seems like it'd be a perfect day to go cruising on the ones or the twos or the roundabouts. Lutheran Living Senior Campus weather report today, partly cloudy, humid, but it looks good right now. High of 88. Tonight, partly cloudy, 70 for the low, and then on Thursday, tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 81. So we're feeling good about that. Look at that. Sunset, 8:24. Love it. Now, we are losing daylight slowly, but we're still at a place. That's the thing for me. I can't handle when it's dark at 5 p.m. So I don't know if I need to move to Alaska or what, but I'm a proponent of having more daylight. So get out and enjoy that. A couple things really quick. L&M softball. Falcons won at state yesterday. So shout out to Coach Brian Butler and the team. No strangers to the state tournament. The Falcons, of course, they were very successful in their first game. And they live to see another day. And I think they play tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. And then Muskie softball is in action at 11 a.m. this morning. So please support the Muskies as well. In addition to sending the Muskies to state with some supplies, we did have a donation for the Falcons and my friend Phil Schlesman. This picture is actually almost like 24 hours old. Phil took care of the donation while the show was happening. And as soon as our show ended yesterday, Phil had texted me this, so this is great. And we're happy to support area schools, and we wish, obviously, the Falcons and the Muskies best of luck, and wouldn't it be awesome if they both won state championships? Holy moly. That would be great. I want to remind you, if you have kids, or if you yourself like to color, you have maybe a day or two left to submit your entry for the MPW Water Tower Coloring Contest. I hope I got that all right. Of course, the Muscatine water tower is being redone. We had drone footage yesterday. Maybe we'll show you the drone footage later in the show just because it looks so good. And this was in the newspaper last week. You can pick copies up here at Hy-Vee customer service. Let your kids have fun coloring. You could win Adventureland tickets from MPW. The age groups you can see right there, 0 to 3 years old, 4 to 7, 8 to 12, 13 to 18, and then 18 and up. And you can drop them off at the drive-thru at MPW, which is fantastic. Now, what I did is I just dropped off a blank one, and I said, this is my interpretation. It's a blank page. And they were like, you're not going to win. So, but that was my rendition, right? And I'm entitled to it. The last thing I'll say really quick, Wellness Wednesday, before we get to our guest, 10% off Health Market, 10% off organic produce, and 10% off health and beauty care items each and every Wednesday here at the store. It's an awesome opportunity to save. This includes all of the vitamins that we have and everything in the health market, whether it's frozen health market stuff or like oat milk is a new thing, kombucha, which remember the story about the first time I ever tried kombucha. I thought you had to shake it up, and then I opened it in my car, and it did the old and then I started to like drink it quickly, having not ever had kombucha, and then I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? So maybe I need to get back into kombucha slowly, but my first experience was a rough one. All right. I'm glad that I've been able to make our first guest laugh with some of my comments this morning. That's always a good sign. So I'm excited to have to my right, back on the show, Dr. Naomi DeWinter, who is the president with Muscatine Community College. And then to Dr. DeWinter's right is our friend Charla Schaefer, executive director with the Community Foundation of Greater Muscatine. You both have very long titles, but so do I.
We're in competition.
Do you have it's great to see both of you, first of all. My work email address is the longest thing in the, I would challenge you. My work email address is 1437 marketing, essentially murder, MERDIR. So when people ask, I'm like, do you have a pen? And they're often like, no, what is it? And I'm like, let me know when you're ready. Like, can't it just be Tony at HyVee.com?
I think you have the power to change that, Tony.
I don't know if I have any power, Charla. I appreciate you saying that. How have both of you been? And thank you for being here. I feel like I've seen Charla briefly, but it's been a while for Dr. DeWinter since you've been here. So
yes.
How have things been going in your worlds?
Actually, really well.
Good.
You know, everything in mind, that's going on. But was just talking to Chad about the college opening back up for the fall semester. So we've been, really working on safety plans and contingency plans and things like that. The family's doing well. We're, doing what we can to stay engaged with all of the great things happening in Muscatine. So, yeah, can't complain.
Charla, for you, there's been no slowdown with the Community Foundation. If anything, you've really helped and you've stepped up to the plate and worked with individuals and organizations to meet the needs of a lot of folks in Muscatine County. Holy moly.
So with the continuity fund that we had chatted about, we've put in around probably $250,000 back into the community trying to fill gaps within the community and support the nonprofits. But as we talked about, Tony, the nonprofits mobilized so quickly and changed how they serve to make sure we were meeting those needs. And so to be able to provide funding from the Community Foundation provide funding, but so did local donors and businesses and groups like yourselves. So it's been a real community outpouring of support.
So I have notes, and I don't mind. We've kind of dabbled on a couple of things, but I guess if I stick to my notes, I want to start with maybe the news out of the Community Foundation is the Racial Justice Fund. There's a lot that we're going to talk about today. We have time to get through it all, but I guess I kind of want to start there. So, Charla, you mentioned that in an email that you'd sent to me. So the Racial Justice Fund is open now. Okay.
Yeah. So we have a fund that's been established specifically to help accelerate work going on in regarding racial justice, equity, and inclusion, or reducing barriers around some of those areas. And so it's open for Muscatine, Louisa County. Community Foundation, and now Dr. DeWinter is also on our board for the Community Foundation as well. But we put $25,000 in matching money.
Wow.
We actually just yesterday, and I haven't had a chance to announce this, but hit our match. We've had gifting now to hit our match on that. So it's open, it's available. We'll be taking rolling applications for organizations that are doing the good work and within our counties, and trying to get those dollars out as quickly as we can as well.
How, Charla, did somebody win the lottery in this town? You just announced it and you got $25,000 matched already?
We just keep shaking everybody upside down, letting those coins fall out of their pockets. That's the coin shortage, Tony. We're creating it by these funds that we have.
Of course, Charla, who had previously worked at a bank in town for a while, nails the coins. Well, if you're looking for coins, I guess go see Charla. But that's awesome.
We're going to be giving them back out in our grants, so it's going to be heavy, but we'll get the cash back.
Oh my gosh! So, but that just doesn't. Did you expect it to happen so quickly? I mean, yes, there's diversity within Muscatine County. I can understand how it can happen. I understand the generosity of our county,
right?
And wanting to lift each other up in the organizations that we have here that are doing great work. But that's really quick.
Right. No,
that's wild.
I think it just shows the deep level of caring within our community and the recognition of how important equity and inclusion is within our two-county area. And I was just incredibly pleased to see that. As I said, we continue to see small dollars roll in and some larger gifts. So it's heartwarming to be part of the Community Foundation and see the generosity and be able to provide dollars where there's the most need.
So, I think it represents, sorry Tony, I think it represents too the Community Foundation's ability to see an issue that's really going to have the potential to make a great impact and kind of be ahead of those issues, talk to the community about the importance of that, and then you see the funders really coming through, responding.
Absolutely.
It's so exciting to see. And the next topic, and Chris has it right there, so it's perfect timing. $900,000. And I remember when I had first gotten wind of this, I thought maybe there was a typo. Maybe somebody put an extra zero or a comma. But $900,000 fueling the future. So Dr. DeWinter, were you on the board before this $900,000 and fueling the future happened? And then how excited are both of you? I mean, this is unbelievable. We're talking about almost $1 million.
Right.
So I guess when did you join the board, and then was this something that was in the works while you were there, before you got there?
Well, I would say this is a series of events have taken place that lead us to this moment, right? And so actually all props to Community Public Health, Christy Roby-Williams and her team for writing the grant, first of all, and including all of us who've been working on these type of projects for a while. So I think when Charlotte was even still at MCSA, we started a project called Pathway from Poverty.
That's right.
And that was specifically to train welders for community businesses that needed welders. We had about 3 groups, I think, that went successfully through. It was a very short-term program, lots of support for those students, and then support from the employers also to make sure that they got jobs at the end. And so that was kind of step 1. We received a Fueling the Future grant from the state of Iowa, probably last year.
About last August,
About last August, to continue and expand that project.
I remember that.
Right?
Yeah,
so that was kind of phase 2. We said, hey, we did a really great job with welding. What other programs are needed in the community? And we added certified nurse aide and also computer numeric control, CNC machinists, and so machine operators. So now we have 3 programs, right? So we've expanded on that. And this 3rd level, which is that huge grant that we got, I call it $1 million because it's practically $1 million.
Might as well,
right?
yeah.
And
well, with the 100,000 from Fueling the Future and the matching partners, it is $1 million.
That's right. Yeah, and all the coins that Charlotte has. I mean, it's like so
round it up, Charlotte. Yeah, if you could. But
so
that's
so that's
great.
just an expansion, right, on that. So I think if you were, looking at Muscatine community as an interested party, as a stakeholder, you would be able to see they started small, they had some success, they built on that, had some success, and now we're going to serve 144 families with this new grant. So it's really a wonderful trajectory, I think.
I mean, Charlotte, do you just know somebody that you're like, or is it just you just keep saying like Muscatine, and they're like, we got it. We have to look at other applications too. And Charlotte was like, what about Muscatine? Because that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of good things to happen for one community in a short amount of time. Now, it takes a lot of work. I get that, and it's very worthwhile. But I mean, it's incredible to have secured that.
Well, Tony, I think you started by saying good things are going on in Muscatine. First, we came together collaboratively across all these different partners. We brought the experts to the table, from public health to MCC, the City of Muscatine, and MCSA, and United Way, and Aligned Impact Muscatine, and we sat down and we said, how does this work? And so when you do things collaboratively, good things happen. But to be honest, when we got that $900,000, which is the full amount that was requested, so a federal grant received the full amount requested, I literally teared up. And I did that because we're going to be able to serve a lot of hungry children and change their trajectory. And that doesn't happen with all these good hearts. And people, honestly, we're adding a lot of work to a lot of people's schedules to be able to change the circumstances. But that happens because the right people show up and say, we're going to make this happen. And luckily, the people that we're writing the grants to are recognizing that work and seeing, again, building off the success. And, if we can do multi-generational change, that's pretty exciting stuff.
So, for people that are watching, I want to break it down so that we talk about fueling the future. If somebody watching could either benefit from fueling the future or know someone, and they were going to give them the Cliff Notes, so they could say, hey, I was watching the Hy-Vee Today show. It's my favorite show. I watch it every day. Thank you, by the way. Marvelous. Shirt's in the mail. And I heard Dr. DeWinter and Charlotte Schaefer talking about fueling the future. Here's what it is. You've alluded to how many families can be served.
144.
144. Now,
across the county.
I'm assuming those families haven't been identified yet, or have they? Have they started to? So give me those details. 144 families across the county need to do what to take part to benefit from fueling the future?
Yeah. Okay. You want to start?
Well, the starting point is we're targeting families that currently have their children on food backpacks, receiving food backpacks. What we know is the children that are receiving weekend food backpacks is because they're they needed to stem their hunger, and so and that would be, there's 345 roughly families that are receiving that across the county, and those children would be typically between the ages of kindergarten through 5th grade in most cases. So we're targeting those families for availability. And now, Dr. DeWinter, I'm going to change my first name to Dr. Charlotte. So when I'm hanging out with Dr. DeWinter, you can refer to both of us like we're both well educated.
The doctors are here, everybody.
Right, yeah.
Or the other way is you could just call me Naomi, which is fine too.
Anyway,
but I feel like Dr. DeWinter, can you just bestow, like, we could be professors. What about Professor Schaefer and Professor Tone?
I should have, when I named my kids, put like, Mark Schaefer, MD behind it, and they never would have had to earn anything.
Oh
anyway,
my gosh.
so Tony, I'll let Dr. DeWinter talk a little bit about how they can enroll, or about their interest in this project and how they can get engaged.
Right. So we actually have our first students starting on Monday.
Oh my gosh.
In the CNA program.
Wow.
And so they have worked with one of the navigators from the public health is Tyler Bars, and he has been reaching out to those families already. We kind of stopped and started this project a few times in the spring.
COVID slowed things down a little bit.
We had a little bit of a pause, but we're back in the game right now. So Tyler's been reaching out to them, and then the first step is really, are you interested, right? And we have these 3 programs. How can we get you the training, and how can we get you the support so that you're able to participate?
Yep.
So there's this whole series, of conversations that happen even before the program begins, so that we make sure support is in place, childcare, transportation, textbooks, the food, right?
Wow.
Technology, because as the college has kind of pivoted over the spring, the need for student technology in their hands has been more important, right? So that's part of the grant. And then funding for the actual tuition comes from existing programs for the state of Iowa, comes from the Community College Foundation, just different sources. Again, we're pulling together all of the pieces that we know are going to be important. So the students who are selected will also have a chance to work while they're going to school, which is really a key piece of this. Now, many of them will already have jobs, and that's maybe not something that they're able to do. But for those who want to, we have relationships with like Simpson Homes and West Liberty and Wilton, Lutheran Living, especially for this first CNA program, where those students can begin to work. And I mean, we've talked about this before, I think, Tony, just the idea of sitting in a class, waiting for a few years to to be able to apply your talent is not something that motivates all students. But to be able to learn and work and learn and work, immediately,
it has
is like
to be
perfect.
Proven to be successful. And I just hope that, like, for people that are watching, I hope you understand that this is not happening in a lot of other. Well, first of all, Muscatine took the $900,000, so it's literally not happening in a lot of other places. But the fact that we can leverage the relationships, because it could be, these businesses could just as easily say no, but they don't. So they're willing to take someone as an employee that is going to school because they know that they're going to get so much. Yes, what they'll learn at MCC is paramount, is very important. It's that incredible foundation. But to be able to have that practical experience, then to go back to school and keep learning and then graduate, all of a sudden, guess what? You've got a rock star employee that you don't have to get caught up to speed because they've been in your building. It's a win-win. And then that employee, hopefully, will stay for a long time and will buy that house and have kids go to our school. That's where the cycle is, right? That's why you talk about why it's so important, because people, a lot of people can't control the circumstances that they find them in, but that doesn't mean that they don't want an education. That doesn't mean that they don't want a better job. They want to have a better life for their family. That's a fact. And they just need to know that these resources are here.
Right.
And that's why you're both here. Right. Both doctors are here.
That's right.
That's
to talk about it, because whether it's the CNA welding program, I mean, it's so exciting. And I'm sitting here selfishly like, I graduated high school, I went to St. Ambrose, had a good experience, changed my major. And if it weren't for an internship in the summer of 2004 at a radio station in downtown Chicago, I wouldn't have come back to school with a better set of skills that then got me the job in the Quad Cities. So it is, It is that combination of education and experience, and it is a big deal. And it seems like Charlotte, who always has a prop.
I do, but it's not about you for a change.
It's not about me.
And I think one of the things we need to say again is these are 6-week certificate programs. And what we know is people people in poverty don't have the luxury of time, right? They need to get through these very quickly, and then have a job waiting at the end is just an incredible opportunity for them. And on top of it, once they get that job, we're going to, if they have a, let's say, child care issue, transportation issues, things like that, they'll be able to reach out to the navigator to help them work through those, because we know sometimes people don't have a network to be able to support that, so they can continue that job. Or if maybe somebody doesn't show up on a given day, the employer can reach out to the navigator and they can work through that, because what we know is if you can work someplace 6 months, you typically will be there 2 years. And to show some of the success just of the welding, Dr. DeWinter, do you want to kind of talk about this? You had a, and see, this is going to be the best shot you get of me today, Tony, right now. But I'll turn a little bit to Dr.
What do you have, a Coroplast printer? I don't understand, like, what is, anyways. All right, so this is somebody's post,
this is a testimony, yep. Okay. So Mike Begin is actually our lead welding instructor. And he just connects with students in a way like you've never seen before. And that's really key, I think, for the success of the program, that we have the staff and faculty who really get it, you know, who understand what we're doing. So he shared a post from one of the welding graduates from the Pathway from Poverty program that we started out with, who talks about 18 months later, he's actually still working at Raymond in this situation.
Unbelievable.
In case I ever forget or miss the opportunity to tell you, I want to say thank you. My life has been pretty phenomenal after that class. So this is the kind of life-changing opportunity that we'll be able to do more of just because of this partnership.
Well, and that's so awesome to see. And what I think is so inspiring is that it's a skill that people can have and go to a job that they're proud of and be there for a long time, because guess what? We're going to need welders, we're going to need CNAs, we're going to need CNC operators. So was that part of it? Was that it had to be?
Yeah.
It had to be, because this pandemic has shown, I don't want to say who's essential and who's not, because I don't mean it that way, but certainly Raymond's been welding, and our CNC operators at the various businesses have been whatever they do. I don't even know. The machines are wild. And then our CNAs, guess what? Have they been working a lot? Just a little bit, huh? You think about places like Lutheran Living and Sunnybrook.
Thankfully, the work they've been doing.
But was that part of it with these programs, was specifically dialing in on these fields? Obviously, we know that we have the infrastructure and the businesses here. And then the follow-up question is, what's the next offering going to be? Because I have to imagine that's coming down the pipes. But talk about that, because that had to be, you had to identify these 3 areas, need good people, and we have these relationships. Is that how it worked?
Yeah, so actually it was, looking out into the business community, what's most needed, right? What are we hearing in terms of jobs that that are going to help our regional economy, be successful and grow? Those were definitely the 3 top positions. When you talk about Raymond, I was talking to Jeff Bissell just a couple of weeks ago. They never stopped, right? During this whole spring situation, and in fact, their production increased because of places like Amazon and all of those warehouses that they support. So it's really kind of a inverse relationship. So for a while, he was saying, we're good on welders right now, and then the next week, give me some welders. So you just have to be really flexible, I think. The other reason we chose those 3 programs is they are startup programs. So if a student, begins in welding, so they're not going to be able to know everything about welding in 6 weeks, right? But they're going to be able to know enough to go into Raymond or go into HNI, pass that welding test, and get a great job. But afterwards, they can build on that, right? They can do the welding diploma, welding certificate, maybe a bachelor's in business, or engineering. So they ladder up so that that potential, just keeps growing, I think, for the student. And then the other thing we really thought about is, imagine what it does for the kids who are in the backpack programs that Charlotte explained, to see their, mother or father or a role model going through this program and what it will do for their dreams, right, to aspire to when it's time for them.
And that's what, again, it can unlock so much. And it's an unbelievable opportunity for this town to have. And if you're watching, this Fueling the Future, $900,000 is a big deal. A lot of work, and I love always the behind the scenes and the grant writing and people pulling together, because you really do kind of have to wave the Muscatine flag taller than everybody else's. And it's great. And then Muscatine Charities just within the last couple of weeks, Charlotte said they've got some funds to get out to the. So
they're bringing $50,000 forward. Yeah.
So we're in a pandemic, and Muscatine's
they followed. I didn't pick up some pennies behind me when we were shaking them out.
Sure. You have another prop. It looks like. Well, I don't want to not.
No, we do, but I also want to mention to that point, Tony. When we needed funding, like for the first fund grant, we had to get matching money, and so we had to go and I've got a list just so I don't forget anybody. Sure. But Bayer, H&I, Kent, Trinity Foundation, the local foundation, Toyota Muscatine, the Community Foundation, MCC, United Way, and then when Future Ready Iowa obviously gave us funding. The University of Iowa Public Health Department gave us funding, and then this HRSA grant. So it took all those funding sources to come together to work on systemic change. And so one of those pieces is missing. We don't sit here today. We don't have two students that are going to change the lives of these families starting next week. And I think that's really the critical thing, is how many different partners it takes to say, when we want to make something better, it takes a lot of different voices and dollars and people at the table with good, to do the work. So this other one, and we don't have to hold it up, but the family, and Dr. DeWinder, do you want to talk about this one as well, just because this was another one that was a great success that came out of MCC. And
and actually when the,
hold it up? What, because you don't want them to see me again?
Yeah, I can hold it. I'm okay covering myself.
It's like my new face shield. It's like my new face shield.
Oh, jeez.
So actually the governor came to Muscatine when we got the Future Ready Iowa grant, and this student and his wife were able to join us, and it was just incredible because I work at the college, and I think that everybody knows what, has the same level of knowledge about the college and the opportunities that it has, and you just have to pause and say, that's actually not true, right? So this person had never thought about welding as an opportunity.
Sure.
And now, not only was his life transformed, he works for a local contractor here in Muscatine, but his wife had not completed a high school diploma at that point. And so she ended up being inspired, like we were talking about earlier, to finish her high set. And I know that she's one of the students. I don't think she's starting on Monday, but she's in the pool of potential students for the CNA program, right? Wow. So the father, the mother, he's got 5 kids, and really what was, look at how much he made, $13,000 last year with 5 kids. And now we're talking about a starting position, right? $18, $19, something like that, with the potential to grow.
Life-changing.
Right?
That's that's why Charlotte printed it, because you can talk about it and you can show examples, but you print something like that, that's someone's life, and not just one person, by the way. You're talking about a family and 5 kids. God bless them, 5 kids. Holy moly. I have 3, and I'm like, that's outstanding. That their lives are going to be forever changed, and we need to ensure that we can continue doing that. And if you missed it, 144 families now have this opportunity to get in on this. And you should, please, if you're watching, get more info, ask questions, apply, tell somebody.
If they reach out to, if they're currently on their children are getting the food backpacks, if they reach out to Trinity Public Health, or they can go to fuelingthefutureiowa.org.
Sure.
They can go ahead and start the application process to get engaged. And honestly, we know time is of the essence for these families, and we'll be able to bring food into their homes and take care of the emergent crisis very quickly for the families as they start to navigate through this opportunity. So, we certainly want them reaching out if we haven't had a chance to reach out to them yet.
Is anybody in a crunch for time? Because I have like 5 to 10 more minutes. I have like 3 things on my notes that I want to ask about, but are we okay on time?
I'm good.
Yep.
I took a a phone call while I was behind this card. I'm just
Charlotte was like a
kidding.
webinar
I'm
behind
very
the sign.
focused.
She's getting her doctorate as she's holding that up.
I signed up.
So
Start Monday.
Inspiration.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask Dr. DeWinter, and you alluded to it. I just want to, I don't need the depths of it, but return to learn for MCC.
Yeah.
What does that look like? We're sitting here on the 29th of July already. What does it look like? Has the plan changed? Are there plan A, B, C? What can you share with us?
D, E,
Listen, we can take as much time as we need to. But I want to ask about it because it is a big deal, and MCC is an incredible asset to the community. So how are you sitting?
Yeah, thank you for asking, Tony.
Sure.
You can imagine we've spent a lot of time planning for the return. So our semester will start on August 23rd.
Okay.
And we are ready to go. We have been giving students 3 options of courses.
Okay.
A fully online option, which we've had for a long time, and that works with students who need a flexible schedule. Then we have our regular in-class sessions. And what we've been doing is looking at each classroom and each area, making sure there's social distancing between the desks. We have some cleaning protocols that are in place so that we can make sure every student coming in between classes has a safe environment. And then the third option is called Live Online. And I actually taught a Live Online course just Monday and Tuesday night for some new students coming in. So that blends the online at a certain time.
Love it.
So sometimes students will be like, I'd love to take an online course, but I know I'm not going to do it if I don't have to at a certain time.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So this class that I'm teaching, 6 to 8 p.m., Monday night, Tuesday night, when you're on. That's when I'm expecting you as the instructor. But then, you can do it from home. So those are the 3 options. And the classroom option, we realize that we may have to be prepared for a heightened, number of cases or something happening. So all of those classes can be switched to online in a heartbeat.
Gosh, that's
so
fantastic.
We're prepared to do that.
Yeah.
As needed,
Sure.
So it might be for 10 days, it might be for a few days, and then we can go back. So I think we've built in the flexibility that's needed to just respond to what's going on. On the Muscatine campus, Eastern Iowa has a Clinton campus and a Scott campus. We've actually found that the students are behaving a little bit differently in those 3 locations. So on the Muscatine campus, the majority of the students are wanting to come back on campus.
That's great.
So that's how we're responding with our schedule. We are opening up our student housing again.
Good.
And in a suite, for example, that typically holds 4 people, we're going to reduce that to 2. So there's there's plenty of space.
Which is good because if you didn't like your roommate, you're sweetening it.
Right, and you don't have to pay extra. So,
Nice. That's
so
fantastic.
it's really great. We've opened our child care back up.
Sure.
We H&I parents have their kids. Many of the H&I parents have their kids in our child care, and it was probably the first part of June when they started returning to work. So we responded with that. So we feel like throughout the summer, we've had students on campus.
Sure.
We've had, services, and so we've learned through that what we have to do to do our part to keep everybody safe.
Well, and nobody's navigated a pandemic, but education has evolved so much, and specifically at MCC has changed so much in the last 10 years that a lot of the online offerings were in place. And I love what you said, that the in-class can go to online, but that feels like a great plan, and that you are very prepared. And I imagine your team is ready to go and start, educating. And my wife's a product of MCC. It's fantastic. So that's great. And there, by the way, we're showing a little animation from the Facebook page that kind of outlines it as well, which is a great resource on the Muscatine Community College Facebook page. Please check that out. But yeah, a lot of time, I imagine, has been spent, talking about. I mean, do you think when you got into this field, that you would ever have to a pandemic of global proportions that, I mean, who would have thought?
Yeah, you know, we've actually prepared for pandemics before. So I remember writing a protocol for, do you remember H1N1?
Of course, yeah, sure.
I remember writing a protocol for that. It's sitting in a white binder at my old college in Michigan. And that's as far as it got, right? Because we did a lot of like just practice.
Sure.
But this one was, you know, we didn't have a binder and it was real. So we got busy, you know, real quick.
But you've done a great job, and everybody has had to adapt and evolve and get creative, and it's, you know, again, I think we'll gain a lot, and we'll have perspective a year or two from now, and we'll be like, man, 2020 was something else. But we came together and we were strong, and Dr. Schaefer will have all these memories from when the community stepped up and $250,000 was pumped back in.
Always been our top priority.
Charlotte, I was on, and I don't know,
your hometown
again, you know me, sometimes it's just off the cuff, like this is going to be. I was on an email thread yesterday that alluded to Community Foundation helping the MCSA domestic violence shelter. So one of the best events ever on an annual basis is the New Beginnings fundraiser. Supports the MCSA domestic violence shelter to the tune of about $50,000 to $70,000 in one night. You talk about a good community.
Yeah. That's because Tony hosts it.
Yeah.
No, please. That's not. I like passing out the champagne. That's my favorite job. But you talk about the community being strong, that event rescheduled and then canceled, devastating.
Absolutely.
But people have stepped up to the plate. This email that I got from Jenny alluded to the fact that maybe it's a smaller amount of money that we have to close the gap on to help the shelter. But was it $25,000?
Right.
So I don't expect to have, where did it come from is a dumb question, but
again, our community. So
unbelievable.
The Community Foundation model is an amazing model. So folks that have gifted over the years, we can take a bit of that each year to give back to the community. As well as the funds that we manage, we take a penny of those earnings from, you know, they'll on average earn 7 cents, and we'll keep a penny of that, and we push all that right back into the community. And so as we've grown, as our organization's grown, and we've had amazing visionaries that came before we arrived, it's established the opportunity. So now when we can be nimble and flexible in times when there's needs and priorities shift, and that's exactly what happened this year, and we've been able to support that through that vision, as well as all the very generous donors in our community that say, you know what, we believe in our neighbors and our friends, and we're going to make sure that everybody's taken care of. And so that's where those dollars come from. We believe in the MCSA domestic violence shelter and who the children and families and they serve, and it's important to make that available. And Tony, from that perspective, even more now, with the isolation, the abuse is increased, and the options and the network of people where they might be able to talk to someone at work and get away or something like that may not be available to those families. Teachers may not be able to see some of that to try to help. So to have the shelter available now and allow that to be a safe haven is really important. And we haven't actually, I want to say, we have a granting committee that comes together objectively from the community. We have community volunteers that come together and decide how our dollars are granted out. So it's not, the board makes the final okay to it, but the recommendations are all coming from a diverse group across our community.
That's why the Tony Tone Backyard Pool Fund hasn't been funded yet. I'm kidding, of course. Please, that's sarcasm. Just in case. On Facebook, Diane said, thank you, Community Foundation and MCC, for continuing to lead Muscatine. That, of course, Diane Roby, right? So Christy Roby Williams' mom, who's wonderful.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, there are good people in this town. I know sometimes you can get lost in the weeds of people complaining about a roundabout. But I promise you, $900,000 fueling the future. Let me give you this analogy. So we just talked about helping out the domestic violence shelter. What if, stay with me, what if a kid and their mom fled a domestic violence situation, found a safe haven at our shelter, and then that mom is able to get that new beginning, that fresh start. Maybe she benefits from the Fueling the Future program, or maybe her kid in the future benefits from that. And it can start with having that door open at the shelter, and it can start with somebody enrolling in our Fueling the Future. And think about how much better it just lifts everybody. It lifts everybody up, right? You want to level the playing field. And we're able to do it in so many ways, and it just doesn't exist elsewhere. I mean, I'm sure that there's other communities that have programs, but as far as, sometimes I feel like Muscatine must have 100,000 people because of what we're able to do for each other. And we don't, right? Small community that really steps up, and we're continuing to do it. And we could talk for another 2 hours about it. But yeah, it's just great, and it's inspiring to hear everything that's going on. And Charlotte, when she reached out, was like, I don't need to be there. And I'm like, you need to be here because you have a lot to talk about.
I think Diane Roby reaching out, we need to give a huge, this doesn't happen without public health and Christy Roby Williams. And you think about Christy's schedule with managing everything she's managed with trying to support all the concerns and manage and helping families with COVID and helping sports and then the families within our community, and then on top of this, she's hiring more people to support this project, and they'll be leading this to the future. And I want to give a huge we were blessed when Dr. DeWinter chose Muscatine, because she operates at a whole different speed than most people, because these things don't happen. You don't have programs being put in place like this typically with organizations in this fast of speed. And she just agrees and finds a way to serve if she can see that she can educate people differently. And she brings her team. Her team is just astounding on how they come together. So again, we can talk about the outcomes, and we're going to be excited to come back and tell you about the families' lives change.
Wait.
But it takes people like Christy and Dr. DeWinter to come along and say, we're in it.
Yeah, and I don't know how Dr. DeWinter, you have the time to be on the board for the Community Foundation, but it's great. I mean, obviously you care, so when you care about something, you make time.
So have you ever tried to say no to Charlotte?
No.
Okay, so I have that same experience.
Not. I mean, unless you're going to say no to giving her that doctorate, because you could do that as the president of MCC, you would have the ability to say, no, Charlotte, you need to go through a couple more years of education.
Charlotte, you're not going to make it. We're going to invest our resources in somebody else.
Like I said, maybe professor is an easier thing to bequeath onto you. It's like the thing. I don't know what you do when you become a professor.
Honorary, right?
Yes, that's right.
Degree,
Listen, what do I
She's
have?
already a graduate of MCC.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, what about a mural? I mean, is there a statue? Somebody's going to write the Dr. Professor Charlotte Schaefer statue grant that we're going to have.
There we go. Chris is going to help.
Oh, Chris can do the mural. Perfect. All right. Well, there's the next building scape in downtown Muscatine. Thank you both for being here. I appreciate it. It is unbelievable to talk about what's happening in this town and 140. It just when Dr. DeWinter, when you said somebody starts Monday in the program, like there's the proof in the pudding, right? It's happening right now, and if it's you or someone you know that can benefit from fueling the future, you gotta get involved. That's what it's here for. Right?
The support is there to help them through.
Is there. And how about the fact that you can, just having the foresight to say, you know what, we got to be able to make sure we can help out this person that's going to say, well, I don't know what, I need help getting my kids from point A to point B. Got you taken care of.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if I'm going to be able to do, it's just, you've thought of it all. I can't think of a scenario that you haven't thought of. It's
if we run into it, Tyler Bars and the public health group, they'll figure out how to help them get through it.
Yeah, it's really great. And the people coming together is just wonderful. So thank you again. Please keep me updated.
Yeah, you bet.
Anytime
Tony,
you want to come back on, open door.
Great.
And if anybody needs any large scale printing done, Charlotte, apparently, I don't know if it's in your basement or what, or if you still have a key to that
we find the resources.
Printer at MCSA. I mean, it's just like, it's amazing. Have a great day and keep up the good work, please.
Thanks so much,
thank
Tony.
you.
Yeah.
I don't know how they
Thanks, everybody.
have time to be here. They're so busy as well. So, all right, let's go. CBI Bank and Trust, ILCAM, again, fueling the future. Unbelievable opportunity to the tune of $900,000. I'll have Christy on because I want to, Christy's no stranger to this show. And
we would have had the whole crew on of all the collaborative partners, except COVID doesn't allow
I know,
that.
right? And Christy and I have had conversations on FaceTime and Facebook Messenger, and then she's come back in, and
she is busy.
She is busy. I have to schedule her like a month out because pandemic.
And at midnight.
Right. It's all tape delayed. Right. All right. Look, we've got breakfast ready to go here in the Market Grill Express, which is very much open. You can come in, breakfast, lunch, and dinner each morning. On this show, we show you the special for $5. There you go. 2 breakfast sandwiches for $5. That piece of ham looks gigantic. I mean, that is a good-looking breakfast option, and we hope that you'll check that out. Okay, so I got a couple of things I want to tell you. Today, ladies and gents, the 29th of July is National Chicken Wing Day. I don't know if you knew that, but listen, every day can be National Chicken Wing Day if you try hard enough, right? And you have a good attitude. And we certainly have what we call colossal wings on the menu here at the Market Grill Express. These wings are big. You can also do boneless chicken wings. Some people would call those glorified chicken nuggets. But it is National Chicken Wing Day. And I've got some props. Next to me, we've got some chicken wing props here. The guys got together, and look at this. This is awesome. So what I like is that, if you don't want to go through the hassle of making your own chicken wings, you can, of course, get them in the Market Grill Express. But look at this. From the frozen section, you've got your Tyson Anytizer honey barbecue seasoned wings right there, right? And then you've got some hot wings. I don't do well with the super hot. I like buffalo. And by the way, blue cheese with chicken wings, right? Brad says yes. Chris, you like blue cheese? Yes. Chris is probably going to say, well, it's going to have mustard in it, too. Because Chris, he's like debating it. And then Chris, this guy loves mustard. And then if you want to make your own, of course, we have options for breading. So you can go to the meat department, get your chicken wings, and then you can get your breading, and you can deep fry them, you can air fry them, you can pan sear them, you can bake them. We've got the chicken dipping sauce, which is outrageously good. Here's another option with respects to, now I've never made homemade chicken wings, if I'm being honest. I think I've baked them before, but I don't have a fryer. I don't have an air fryer. I feel like I would like an air fryer, but I don't have one. And sometimes it's okay to just leave it to the experts. Like today on National Chicken Wing Day, I could, from my office, call down to the kitchen and say, hey, it's Tony. I don't know why I talk like I'm from hey, can I get an order of chicken wings, please? Thank you. I'll take blue cheese and celery, because you need celery. And whoever thought, what's the deal with celery and chicken wings? But it's great. It's also National Lasagna Day. These things are, I feel like, this is a weird thing to think about, but you ever pick up a box of this lasagna? This thing is heavy, right? What is the weight on this? This is 3 pounds of lasagna. Somewhere Garfield the cat is salivating. You could use this lasagna. This is what came to my mind. Man, I got to keep a thing of lasagna in the car in case I'm ever in an accident and my vehicle is submerged underwater, because this could break a window. Now, that's totally impractical because it wouldn't stay frozen. But that's how heavy this is. And don't ask me why I was thinking about using a frozen thing of lasagna to break a car window. It's just the stream of consciousness. But there you go. This is large family size lasagna. What I love, Chef Scott, a couple weeks ago made some healthy lasagna with zucchinis. So I love lasagna, whether it's pastas or zucchinis or whatever the case may be. Lasagna is always a good idea, right? It is. You see some lasagna, it's like this thick, and you're just like, oh, I'm going to eat that, and I'm going to feel tired afterwards, right? The only thing I don't like in lasagna is pepperoni. I'm going, give me a seasoned Italian sausage, give me some, meat, maybe do a meatball lasagna, I don't know. But pepperoni, I just can't. I'm getting heartburn thinking about pepperoni lasagna. That's not for me. Okay, and then last but not least, today is National Lipstick Day. Ooh, I got some lipstick, y'all. What is this? This is Ultra HD vinyl polish. We've got makeup here at the store, everybody. I don't know, the best way to just stand it up down here, because I am a terrible hand model. But there you go. We've got lipstick, and the lipstick would all be 10% off. I think that'll work. Look at that. I can do this right here, maybe. Yeah, there you go. Is that going to work out okay, Brad? What do you think? There you go. Yeah, well, that's fine. It's lipstick, There you go. National Lipstick Day. There's how many kinds of lipstick? I feel like I don't even know. This is an interesting. I have no context. Can I open this without? I don't even know how this works. How do you open this? Oh, you twist it. Okay. That makes sense. So, obviously, I don't... What is happening? Oh, it's a thing. This is a thing you do. Look at this. That's how it works. Okay. Holy pickles. How long? All right. Anyways, I didn't know. People watching are like, what are you, from outer space? You don't know how lipstick works? Well, not like this. I don't know how this works. It's a thing, and then I guess you're brushing it on. All right. So, there you go. And then you just do the old screw it back on, and it's... Revlon Ultra HD Vinyl Lip Polish. If you're just joining the show, that's a weird part of the show to come in at. All right, it's National Lipstick Day. Just had an unbelievable conversation with Dr. DeWinter with MCC and Charla Schaefer from the Community Foundation. Rewind the tape and watch that, because they were awesome. And then I'll mention again that it's Wellness Wednesday, because this drink has been sitting in front of me. And I was reading the back of it. This is super cool. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 sweeteners, non-GMO, gluten-free, natural flavors. It's called Good Idea. And it's sparkling water with amino acids and chromium, dragon fruit. Look at that. No idea. You know, I don't know what that is, but it looks good. Right? Good Idea. It's in the health market. Yeah. Good Idea is sparkling water with a blend. There you go. It says right there. With a blend of amino acids and chromium proven to reduce the blood sugar spike after a meal. The direct benefit of a more even blood sugar curve includes avoiding the post-meal crashes. So here's what you do. You have that lasagna, and then you're like, glug, 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 glug. I don't have a post-lasagna crash. That's genius. How much is this? It wants you to like cut. What is this? Why does it have... Oh, look at that. Brad, come in on this. I'm spending way too much time on this, but I'm fascinated. Because I was feeling the wrapper, and it wants you to cut. Look at that. Look right there. See what that says? Typical blood sugar spike after a meal. Look at that. Is there something hidden on this wrapper? Is there like the scissor thing? What am I supposed to do with that? Interesting. Is there a real dragon in here? Is that how they get the dragon fruit? I don't know. But there you go. It's 10% off. And then this is this pickle juice, everybody. Is this in the health market too? Yeah? Pickle juice. All right. Drink prior to or during exercise. Well, thank gosh I don't exercise. To prevent muscle cramps. Drink at an onset of muscular discomfort to stop muscle cramps. Sugar-free, caffeine-free, gluten-free. No, is it literally just pickle juice? The ingredients are dual filtered water, organic vinegar. I guess it's just pickle juice, right? Distributed by the Pickle Juice Company, of course, in Texas. Okay. There's nothing in this. I mean, I'm really tempted to take a swig, but I like pickles, right? And I know that if you do like a shot of tequila, you could do a shot of pickle juice and it would kind of mute the tequila. That's not what this is designed for. This is designed for muscle cramps anyways. And I've told you I don't really like tequila that much. All right. Yeah, I don't know. This is fascinating to me though. But I feel like I don't want to waste it. Like if I took a sip, I'd probably do this. Oh, it tastes like pickle juice. And then I don't want somebody wants to buy it. Please come and buy it. It's 10% off. All right, let's go to the local ad that is on the back page of, you see I just knocked over the lipstick, on the back page of the newspaper this week. Hy-Vee putting the V in value, and you can check out these everyday values on our shelves and compare to the prices that you're going to pay at, a place that rhymes with Schmeraway, right? So we'll start with Jif Peanut Butter. We've got it right there, $2.49, Fairway's price, $2.68. Hey. You're saving money, right? Hy-Vee Pancake Mix, $1.78. Fairway's price, $1.98. I'm not good at math, but that's cheaper. Capri Sun, we've got for, wait for it, $2.22. The other guys got it at $2.48. How about V8 Splash, $1.95. They've got it at $2.49, and so on. And then Brad, let's cut to the Brad cam, because I've got the products here. We can cut back and forth. So check that out. You can see the ad on the back page of the paper, and then it's right there. Ta-da! It's brought to life just like that. Right? There you go. So there's the products that are featured in the ad. Got some cottage cheese in the mix as well. And so that's great. Let's go back to the ad, and then I can keep talking about some deals. So Hy-Vee vegetable oil, red peppers, which are behind me on the bar with some Roma tomatoes as well. Ketchup. How much ketchup can you have at the house? The answer, not enough. I realized last night that I think we're running low on ketchup. Well, the good news for me is I can buy it for $3.15 and save money. And then, behind us, what do we got? We got the cheese and the peppers and the tomatoes and a giraffe. I don't think Fairway has a giraffe, right? And then we've got the cheese on the bar as well. Look at that. Yeah, it's perfect. So look for that ad and come and save some money. All right, and then since we're here, Chris, we can stay there for a second. So at the bottom part of that ad, what I love is I want to zoom in on that fuel saver. Look at this. This is ridiculous. No. The one above it. Sorry. That one's good too. We'll come to that in a second. The one that's like to your, I guess it'd be over to your right. There you go. Look at this thing. All right. Now, I ran a report last Friday. And since January 1st, customers at this store, this isn't the whole company. This isn't Muscatine and HyVee Main Street. This is this store. HyVee, 2400 2nd Avenue, $131,000. Okay? That's how much money you, my friends, have saved on gas with your fuel saver at this store. $131,789. I'm excited. I got 27 cents on the fuel saver. $131,000 you've saved on gas. That's great. And the price of gas has been more manageable, right, than it was a year ago, but you're still able to save money. It's a fantastic deal. If you don't have a fuel saver card, why is my question is why? Why? Get a fuel saver. You're already shopping here. We appreciate it. We love you. Save money on gas. You owe it to yourself. $131,000, guys and girls. That's ridiculous. Woo! I love it. So that's great. All right, and then we'll go back to the ad one more time. I'll show you a couple other things I just want to mention. Of course, the Aisles Online, you can always shop from home with your phone, the Aisles Online app. You can go to HyVee.com/grocery. I love, those are not my feet, okay? those are stock feet with socks on them, but I love the shop in your socks. Don't have to get out of the car. You can have us load your vehicle. We can deliver your groceries. Only place in town doing delivering. The thing I like about our Aisles Online, it's a HyVee employee that's shopping your order. It's not, it's not a stranger. We've been doing it for a long time, and I want you to check that out. All right, one more time, back to the ad. We've got the Fuel Saver Friday, Saturday. So this Friday and Saturday, you can come into the store and you can save some money with your fuel saver. I think it's every $50 you spend, it's 25 cents. Chris, is that right? Let's scroll down. The 31st and 1st, yeah, a little bit more. That banner, there you go. 2 days. Look at that. Boom. Fuel saver. Look at that. Love it, love it, love it. So we got fuel saver Friday, Saturday, and then we've got fuel saver on Monday. In the dairy department, you could get free gas. You could pay a penny for 20 gallons of gas if you play it right. Come in and check it out. We want you to do that. All right. Kim Seligman, Volunteer of the Year. Congratulations to you, my friend. Before we started, Charla and Dr. DeWinter were talking, and I think I heard Dr. DeWinter say that Kim, also a product of MCC, people doing good work. So Kim Seligman, will have her on the show soon. Kim pictured there receiving the Greater Muscatine Chamber of Commerce and Industry Volunteer of the Year Award. Kim, of course, Muscatine Diabetes Project. They unfortunately not able to have their event this year, like a lot of events that have suffered at the hands of the pandemic, but I'm here to tell you, Kim is outstanding. She's so great. Tragically lost a child that had been dealing with, I believe, type 1 diabetes. Kim has been such an incredible advocate for families and individuals with type 1, type 2 diabetes. She is so worthy of that. I sent her an email. We'll get her on the show more than likely next week. Okay. I was corrected on Facebook, and I don't want to not mention this. The L&M Falcons are playing today. That was a comment from Mike Stevens on Facebook. So the Falcons in the state tournament, they won yesterday. Very excited for Coach Brian Butler and the team, right? They play today. I didn't know that. So Falcons play today. Muskie softball plays today in an hour and 28 minutes. Muskie's starting at 11 a.m. We wish both teams well. As I said earlier, wouldn't it be something if the Muskies won state and the Falcons won state? That'd be great, right? So we want the best for both of those teams. We wish them well. And, of course, my hope is to invite them on the program, as many as we can have. That'd be awesome to celebrate the success of their season. Okay. Wellness Wednesday. So I mentioned whether it's the pickle juice or the dragon fruit, good idea. Got some Annie's organic products. I don't know if this pirate rubber chicken constitutes for Wellness Wednesday, but everything in the health market, organic produce, and health and beauty care products are 10% off. This would only get annoying after like 2 more squeezes, I think. So check it out. Go to the Health Market, save 10% off. Get it, your vitamins at a discount, whatever you need in the Health Market. One more time is 10% off. Again, if you're coming in at the end of the show and you're like, is that guy squeezing a rubber pirate chicken? Yes, but we had a really awesome conversation earlier with Dr. DeWinter from MCC and Charla Schaefer. Please watch that. And thank you for tolerating the chicken. Listen, dozen roses, $10. Coworker of mine, don't want to say who, coworker of mine says anniversaries this week. They said I gave the old hint to the significant other, the little nudge. You should get me some roses. These are $10. $10. Floral Shop tells me they have moved over 400 dozen roses have been sold. 400 dozen roses. So they're $10 each. The price is good through August 4th. We've got a good-looking variety of roses here on the table, and they will get you taken care of. You can have them delivered, of course. You can beef up your arrangement. I'll probably get 2 dozen for my wife on Friday. Maybe have them add some baby's breath, a couple other little things. You could tell them this. Listen, I've got $30. I know I can get 2 dozen roses for $20. What could you do with the other 10? I promise they'll make it look phenomenal, because that's what I'm going to tell them. Ladies, I've got $7. What can you do for me? And they'll be like, we know you got $23 more to make it $30. So just check it out. It's $10 for a dozen. It's a great deal, and it's going on here at the store. The Water Tower Coloring Contest. So this is due. Entries are due by the 31st, which is Friday, if I'm not mistaken. You can pick up copies of this if you didn't get one from customer service. This is for all ages. You do some coloring. You turn it in to MP&W, Muscatine Power and Water. And you could win Adventureland tickets, right? So that would be awesome. Go to Adventureland. In Des Moines, Iowa, technically Altoona. Why didn't they just go with, hey, Frosty, can you do another take in Altoona, Iowa? So the categories for ages right there from 0 to 3, 4 to 7, 8 to 12, 13 to, is it 18 and then 18 and plus? So there you go. You can be a 36-year-old father of 3 and color your own paper. Maybe you're a single person that loves coloring and you're like, I want to go to Adventureland. Whatever it takes, color one. Chris Anderson probably can't do one because he's an artist, and it would not be fair unless I had Chris do mine and then Chris and I go to Adventureland when we win. That's not the worst idea we've ever had. It doesn't say on the contest, does it say you can't have a professional artist color yours? Are there any rules? I don't think so. Now next year they're going to be like, you cannot have a professional artist color yours on your... There's going to be the Tony Tone rule. Please do not hire local artist Chris Anderson to color your own coloring contest page. In the small print. Don't do that. I mean, listen, Chris, don't. Maybe Chris could teach you how to do it. All right. Anyways, the face masks in aisle 6, we've still got them for Muscatine, L&M, Wilton. And the other day, Brent told me that so far L&M face masks are selling better than the other two. So listen, let's step up to the plate. And you've got Wilton Beaver face masks, Muscatine Muskie face masks, and L&M Falcon face mask. Is somebody's rotary phone ringing back there? You've got aisle 6 here at the store. Check that out and pick up a face mask or 2. They're while supplies last in aisle 6. All right. Contact-free options at the pharmacy. If you don't want to come in, delivery of prescriptions, drive-through with the prescriptions, ship to home with the prescriptions, and coming very soon, flu shots in the parking lot. Drive-through flu shots. I have in my hands the official press release. Yep. Drive-through flu vaccines available Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Monday from 7 to 11, Thursdays 3 to 7, and Saturdays 10 to 2. This is a press release. I got jazzier stuff coming. But there you go. Drive-through flu shots. So this is great. There are some stipulations, of course, state laws in Iowa, ages 6 and over. So we'll get you more details on this. And then, if you get the flu shot at Hy-Vee, of course, 20-cent fuel saver. Nobody else is giving you cheap gas for getting a flu shot. Okay? I will probably get the flu shot on this show in a car maybe in the Hy-Vee Mini Cooper, since I'm hilariously too big for that. Stick my arm out the window and get the drive-through flu shot. Some more details on that soon. It's a very innovative idea. And shout out to Christina Gaiman in Des Moines for getting me the release. So we have all the details for you. Lunch and dinner specials, breakfast specials in July. We're running out of days for July and some new specials coming soon. But in the meanwhile, if you're looking for options for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, we've, of course, showed you the special for today. The 2 for $5 sandwiches. Awesome deal. We've got half off sushi. We've got $5 meatloaf. Look at those sandwiches. Oh, my gosh. Look at the meatloaf. Look at the pulled pork, the calzones, and more. It's great. And as I said, new deals coming soon. Okay. And then the last thing I'll say, are we able to show the drone footage from the water tower yesterday? I'll just mention the store is open at 6 a.m. We're open 6 to 11, 6 a to 11 p.m. If you need anything, please come and see us. We are more than happy to get you taken care of with anything you should need. Okay? Is this the drone video? Perfect. So I want to just show you this. Chad Yoakum and the crew here took some awesome drone footage of the water tower, and that project is coming along nicely. So I want you to know, buffering, okay. The water tower, listen, Muscatine won that contest. That was super cool. $25,000 to get the water tower redesigned. Local native Laura Palmer has the design, so that's cool. Laura's dad had done the existing design, and it already looks phenomenal. Look at that. I mean, it just looks, it looks better. It's not playing. That's all right. We'll show it tomorrow. That's exciting, though. You know, it's coming together quite nicely. I didn't do what's in the box, did I? Brad's giving me the signal. I was going to have, and I don't know what's in here, which is nice. I was going to have Charla or Dr. DeWinter do it, and then I was like, whoa, caught it. And then I was like, I don't want people to think, because we had a really good conversation. We covered a lot of ground, and they certainly would have had fun, but I'll take one for the team here. All right, Toyota Muscatine, what's in the box? Frank Cruz from Toyota Muscatine. I should probably tell these guys this. Frank is on the show Friday, and he's going to bring a vehicle. And we're going to kind of have it parked in a spot right outside. So that'll be fun on Friday. Here you go. Toyota Muscatine, what's in the box? Hands in, eyes closed, open heart, sound mind. Oh, this is tricky. Is this from the health market? Yes? Okay. This is weird. I know it's obviously a box, but then it feels like there's some type of opening down here. Is this the top? Yeah? All right. And there's nothing else in the box? I'm going to say that it's like I want to say that it's a tea, but I feel like that's wrong. I feel like it's a seasoning. So I'm going to go with the tea. That's my guess. And what is that? Turn it around? Oh, that's fantastic. It's ginger candy. I was feeling the plastic, though. What is that? There's like a little window so you could spy on your candy. Look at that. How much candy do I have left? Well, I can look in my little window here. Like, why would they put that there? That's kind of genius, right? Look at that. America's #1 selling ginger candy. It's probably the only ginger candy, right? It's got to be made with ginger root, right? I mean, there's still some sugar and some carbs in there. Fat-free, no artificial colors. Delighted to treat you to the yummy line of all-natural candy made with an extra blast of fresh ginger. Pop one in your mouth and experience the warmth and goodness ginger brings. Wow, this is something I've never seen in my life in the health market. Made for Ginger People Group in California. Wow, soothing travel treat. All right, good for all modes of travel and activity. Who knew? 10% off, Brad. That's good, right? Look at that. All right. So, hey, listen. What's for lunch today? Well, how about some ginger candy and some pickle juice and a nice good idea. These are the best products ever. Who knew that we had them, right? That's fantastic. Those are 3 products I don't know if I realized that we had. I certainly have never seen these before. That's awesome. Gingins. made with 16% fresh ginger. Not 17%. We do? Okay. So we will leave you with drone footage from the new roundabout, 2nd and Mulberry, downtown Muscatine. Thank you for watching. Thanks to Dr. DeWinter with MCC and Charla Schaefer, soon to be Dr. Schaefer, with the Greater Community Foundation of Muscatine for being on the show. We'll be back tomorrow with you live at 8:30. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust, Toyota Muscatine, and Lutheran Living Senior Campus. I'll leave you with some drone footage from the new roundabout. Go check it out. And thank you for watching this program. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.
You're watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet.
With Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet. We're hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.